Home Minister Amit Shah unveils BJP's Sankalp Patra for the West Bengal Assembly elections, alleges Mamata government's 15-year tenure led to breakdown of state's law and order, also vowing implementation of the UCC in 6 months if elected to power. TMC's Abhishek Banerjee targets Amit Shah, claims BJP will stop the Durga Puja celebrations in Bengal if voted to power and only allow Ram Navami to be celebrated, flashing weapons, quote unquote. Cash payments to no longer be accepted at toll booths as India makes its move to digital toll collection system. FASTag is now going to be the primary mode of toll collection. US Vice President J.D. Vance leaves for negotiations with Iran to Islamabad. Vance says President Trump has given him pretty clear negotiation guidelines for the truce talks. Eight Lebanese state security personnel killed in Israeli strikes on southern city of Nabateh. And that's our first segment, the Bengal Poll Express. West Bengal is about to become the most watched political battlefield in the country. And today, that battle has a new front, the battle of promises. Let's take you through it. Amit Shah today launched the BJP's Sankalp Patra for the 2026 Bengal Assembly elections. And it is a document that is trying to do something very specific. It is trying to talk directly to the Bengali voter in their language about their pain and offer them a roadmap that is different from what Mamata Banerjee has been offering for the last 15 years. The period of darkness, that's what Amit Shah calls it. And the questions we're asking are simple. Are these promises enough? The BJP has put out an ambitious roadmap for Bengal. The party is promising 1 crore jobs for the youth along with monthly aid of 3,000 rupees. For government employees, it has assured implementation of the 7th Pay Commission within 45 days and clearing of pending dearness allowances. On the security front, BJP has talked about a strong stand with its detect, delete, deport policy for infiltrators and plans to bring uniform civil code within 6 months if voted to power. And the party has also spoken about setting up new aims, IITs, IIMs, reviving industries at Singur and pushing the MSMEs in the state. And there is also a clear focus on farmers and fisheries and cultural initiatives like Vande Mataram. You're going to have a Vande Mataram museum in West Bengal. And at the same time, BJP is making a big push to win over women voters who form nearly half of Bengal's electorate. The Sankalp Patra offers 3,000 rupees every month directly to every woman's bank account, free travel on government buses, free cancer screening and HPV vaccination, 33% reservation for women in government jobs, and dedicated women police battalions under a scheme called the Durga Suraksha Sahaya. Now, why is this women-focused push so important? Well, in the 2021 elections, women made up 48 to 50% of the voters. Half of them supported TMC compared to 46% of men. TMC led BJP by a wide 13-point margin amongst women voters, and amongst men, TMC led BJP by only 6 percentage points. And this meant the TMC's overall advantage was amplified by women voters who gave the party roughly twice the margin over BJP compared to men. Now, Mamata Banerjee is not sitting still either. Her 10 Pratigya, 10 promises to the people of Bengal, has its own appeal. And it is built on something the BJP cannot replicate as easily, which is a track record. Lakshmir Bhandar already reaches crores of women in the state. The TMC is promising to hike that amount to 1,500 rupees a month. There are doorstep healthcare schemes, school upgrades, support for minorities, and a cultural push that speaks to Bengali identity. And the TMC's pitch is essentially this: you know us, you trust us, and we will give you more of what has already worked for you. The BJP's pitch is the right opposite. 15 years is enough. The scams are real and the infiltration is real too, and we will build something new for you. When you put the two documents and manifestos side by side, what you see is two very different visions of what Bengal needs. The TMC is offering continuity with improvements, the BJP offering a reset and asking voters to take that leap of faith.
15 साल में जिन आशाओं के साथ ममता जी को बंगाल की जनता ने सत्ता का सुकान दिया था, वो भयभीत है जनता, निराश है और मन से परिवर्तन चाहती है। और विगत 10 सालों में भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने यहां पर एक रचनात्मक विपक्ष के रूप में मान्यता हासिल की है और यही 10 साल में पूरे देश भर में नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में लोकाभिमुख शासन कैसे हो सकता है, इसका एक उत्कृष्ट उदाहरण स्थापित करने का काम किया है।
मैं फिर रीअश्योर करता हूं कि तृणमूल जीत के आएगा, सबका नाम वोटर लिस्ट में आएगा। या तो बीजेपी ये बोल दे कि जो 90 लाख नाम काटा है, या चुनाव आयोग बोल दे ये सारे बांग्लादेशी है। भाई वो तो यही कह रहा है कि जो बांग्लादेशी रोहिंग्या है उन्हीं का नाम काटा है, तो उनके हिसाब से फिर 63% हिंदूज जिनका नाम काटा है वो बांग्लादेशी है या वो रोहिंग्या है। इसका तो यही मतलब निकलता है। तो जरा सवाल करिए उनसे।
Well, a large panel that's waiting to answer all these questions and the big questions on the show tonight. Can BJP's promise of 3,000 monthly rupees support to every woman and 33% job reservation actually break TMC's hold over women voters? Can the BJP's focus on the Uniform Civil Code and anti-infiltration law succeed in a state where the TMC has traditionally relied on a strong minority and secular identity? In 2021, voters were not choosing between manifestos. They were choosing between fear and familiarity, between a centralizing force from Delhi and a local leader who was seen as Bengal's own. Has that calculus changed in the past 15 years? With us on the broadcast, Radhika Bhattacharya Shah, spokesperson BJP West Bengal. Many thanks for taking out the time. Riju Datta, spokesperson Trinamool Congress, joining us from West Bengal. Mamata Chakrabarti, political analyst, West Bengal, with us on the broadcast, and Shikha Mukherjee, always a pleasure to have you with us, ma'am, joining us live from West Bengal, senior journalist. Let's get the snowball rolling here, Radhika ji. First and foremost, let's talk about the doles that are being given out. You're promising 3,000 rupees per month to women, double what the TMC is actually offering. Is this truly women-led empowerment under the Prime Minister's vision, or is this a direct attempt to outbid Mamata Banerjee's welfare pole plank, which has stood firm, has stood its ground, has been tested by time for the last 15 years?
Well, as you know, that Prime Minister Modi is committed to empowering women, making sure that the women in India, particularly in the rural areas, do better and better. And Mamata Banerjee herself has tried and tested the doles to women, and women in Bengal seem to be very happy with it. Now, BJP is not trying to replicate a model. BJP is trying to better a model. When we talk about women in Bengal, we must particularly talk about women's safety and empowerment, which is Nari Suraksha, which for us is a top priority. We want to fast track courts for crimes against women. We'd also like stronger policing. And of course, along with that comes the financial empowerment schemes. Now, West Bengal women will now begin to live with both financial sort of, a facility and also without fear. And our push for the Sonar Bangla that we are trying to create very shortly after we won the elections is to industrialize, to up the infrastructure, and to bring in investments. Now, in whatever we do, in all these verticals, women will be the winners. Women will find that in the industrial revival, they also will find opportunities for jobs. When there is an MSME boost, they will find a place for themselves there. And of course, in let's say in logistics and port-led development, women will also have a role to play. So from immigration to job creation in Bengal, BJP is going to look at every aspect.
All right. So not replicating it, but bettering that model. Abhishek Banerjee, shortly after the unveiling of the Sankalp Patra, said that in Delhi in 2025, the promises made to women were not fulfilled. They're still waiting. It's been a year on and they're still waiting for those 2,500 rupees monthly payment. Radhika ji.
Please, sorry, what was it?
I'm saying Abhishek Banerjee, right after the unveiling of the manifesto, said that in Delhi, the BJP has been unable to fulfill its promise, 2,500 rupees to all women, and it's been 1 year, they're still waiting on that money.
You know, Mr. Abhishek Banerjee should look into his own backyard. This is typical
Isn't that
TMC.
what he's doing? He's trying to do that.
You know, he should look into his backyard, and if he had uplifted the women of Bengal and kept them safe and made sure that doctors didn't get raped and killed in government medical hospitals, perhaps this wouldn't have been a topic of conversation. I would not pay attention to Mr. Abhishek Banerjee because I don't believe that TMC have the right to do it. They have no legs to stand up upon. And today's Bengal is in dire straits because of what the TMC has brought it down to. Let them just worry about what they have to do. We'll look into our own garden and make it blue.
We have a representative from Trinamool Congress. Mr. Datta, how do you respond to that? Amit Shah says Mamata's rule has been a period of darkness, and Radhika ji here is of the opinion that they're not trying to replicate this poll plank model, they're trying to better it. Women are going to be winners irrespective, but citing cases like RG Kaur certainly gives them a little bit more, ammo, if I could use that word.
Let me give a word-by-word rebuttal.
Yep.
The BJP spokesperson said Sonar Bangla. That is a word which is missing from the BJP's Jumla Patra. I don't call it Sankalp Patra, Jumla Patra this year. It was there during the general elections in 2024. It is missing that word, Sonar Bangla. Number one. Number two, in the last 48 hours, there had been 4 cases of rape in Uttar Pradesh. One specific case where a school child has been gang raped by 7 men. In Bihar, BJP double engine state, a man beheaded somebody in the middle of the street in a market. And in Gujarat, where BJP is in power for the last 30 years, there has been 10 rapes in the last 48 hours as per Times of India. So this is their women empowerment. In the Rajya Sabha, the women representation by Trinamool Congress is 37%. I'm giving you data. BJP's representation is 12%. So we know what they do. They started a initiative called Beti Bachao and whatever that is, and the 90% of that fund is used in advertisement. I am not saying it, CAG report is saying it. So they do not care about women, neither they have any interest about women's safety. Talking about law and order, what is happening in Manipur? If I ask you, Mr. Naqvi, what is happening in Manipur? Your channel has showed what is happening. So let's not go into that. Point number one. Point number two. First, BJP used to say that we are against doles. This is bhiksha. Trinamool is giving bhiksha to people. Now, why are they talking about 3,000 rupees? And if you have the right interest of giving 3,000 rupees to the women of Bengal, you are ruling 24 states. Why haven't you started this in every other state of this country? Why? Why in Delhi, after Rekha Gupta is campaigning in Bengal, why hasn't she been able to directly transfer 2,500 rupees to the people, to the women of Delhi? Are they not women of this country? Last but not the least, when they talk about education and farmers, this AIMS promise, I challenge on Times Now, take out BJP's manifesto of 2016. It is what Mr. Narendra Modi said in 2016 about AIMS. And after 10 years, nothing has happened. So it is another Jumla. And farmers' pre-farm bills were introduced. 700 Annadatas were killed brutally. There were steel spikes on Delhi's roads so that they cannot enter Delhi. 10,000 farmers committed suicide all over this country. They are talking about farmers? Look, I'm telling you on record, after this Jumla Patra is issued, we know we were winning. But now I can say this with very big clarity that we are winning big.
Okay.
We are coming back to power, and BJP will be non-existent in the state of West Bengal after 4th of May.
Okay. Mr. Mukherjee, would you like to come in on this? The TMC is quite confident that after this Sankalp Patra, it's all going the Trinamool Congress way, and that it was nothing but mere lip service. But, you know, the Prime Minister Modi factor, you have 7 major rallies in the coming 7 days, you know, from various areas. They're talking about building a narrative about over welfare, over corruption, jobs, the law and order, and just a mere political change as well. From Asansol, you know, to Birbhum, and North Bengal is of strategic importance to the Bharatiya Janata Party. They've made massive investments over there as well. So what's your assessment? What's your reading, ma'am? Everybody's trying to woo the women vote bank. The Prime Minister has been able to do it. The Bharatiya Janata Party has been able to do that, convert it into a constituency. Take a look at Maharashtra, take a look at Madhya Pradesh. Will it work here in West Bengal?
Well, you know, Maharashtra is a bad example because the Maharashtra Majhi Ladki Behna Yojana has been a disaster. They started implementing it and then it's gone bust. Basically, it's gone bust. The large number of women have not received or stopped receiving the benefits that they were promised. Having said that, and the Delhi one, of course, everybody knows about. But the Maharashtra one, I wanted to remind people because that was in 2024.
Yeah.
And after 2 years and you still haven't got it right. Women are not getting what they want. Women are not getting what they were promised. Okay. So the women's constituency, which has become a big thing in India today, in Indian politics today.
Yeah.
Women as voters have been a very large and loyal chunk giving support to Mamata Banerjee since 2009. It's nothing to do with when she came into government, but from 2009 they have been supporting. So, will a doubling of the cash transfer to them increase their temptation to shift from a tried and tested source of funding to a BJP which has a kind of very uneven, very complicated track record of fulfilling its promises to women in state after state. So, what is it that is going to, what difference will a manifesto promise make? I think the manifesto promise is one thing. What is missing in all this is the fact that women are disproportionately affected by SIR. And they are having to run around trying to get themselves trying to re-enlist themselves as voters because they know and they fear, and I've been talking to several of them in the past few hours, those who are beneficiaries of the Lakshmi Bhandar, is that, we are being disenfranchised. What happens? Do we trust this? Do we trust the BJP on this? Why were we disenfranchised? All our papers are in order. So there is, the SIR is like a huge hump that the BJP will have to politically navigate. And whether cash transfers will do the trick, or whether the BJP can successfully create a women's vote bank in Bengal is really a tough ask.
Okay, okay. Mamata, what's your assessment? What's the word on the ground? The SIR dent, has it been able to, the credibility factor that it's eroding, like Shikhaji pointed out earlier, and the Mamata Banerjee, I mean, the personal credibility, is the BJP finally cracking the women voter barrier in Bengal, which is historically tilted heavily towards the Trinamool Congress? You'll have to unmute yourself, Mamata. My apologies.
I hope I'm audible now.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm not supporting the way the TMC spokesperson has been trying to bubble wrap the TMC entirely. That was a little shameful for me to watch. Anyway, see, the women of Bengal, they are very much aware of the fact that they are not secure in Bengal. They might, I mean, the spokesperson people, they can call Manipur and the UP and the Delhi, but every time you just, they don't want to wash their own linen in the public. That's the fact. Whenever you just ask about the condition, the safety and security of West Bengal, how's the women are doing there, they will always jump and run to Delhi, UP and Manipur. I don't find any, logic there. First, we understand how the women of our own state has been doing. I mean, how they are not doing great actually. See, showing that 1,500 rupees scheme cannot just help a woman to survive in their life, because that is also fine, that everybody needs a government scheme. You cannot deny that. In politics, providing and delivering the schemes is very important, but along with that you need to offer jobs. But in Bengal, women are not having jobs, and the youth people, they have to go outside of the state, and the people of Bengal have understood very well that if we have to run to the states where BJP in power for having jobs over there, then why not to call BJP in our state? So that's the lane they have been following. And also, I would like to tell you, and right now the per capita income of West Bengal is today is approximately 1.88 lakhs. When India's average per capita income is around 2.2 lakhs, so Bengal still remains below that level. And also, the meaning is very clear. Growth has taken place in that way, but place has been slower compared to the national level. Kabir, if the other states are reaching 2.5 lakh, 3 lakhs, and beyond, then Bengal should not just expect applause. It must answer why this gap still exists. And the question is not whether it has increased or not. The real question is why Bengal is still around 14 to 15% behind the national average. And if the opposition tries to escape by simply saying income has increased, then I want to ask directly, the country is moving ahead rapidly. So why is Bengal still standing behind the national average? And you won't believe me, here the people have been actually welcoming BJP. I guess I keep roaming around whole day. I keep interacting with a lot of people from different segments of the society. And a very recent incident I would like to share here. Just 2 days back, one app cab driver clearly told, he belonged to a minority community. He clearly told, madam, we have been sitting at home. We have been just finding jobs. We are just so busy to take care of our family, to feed our children. But the CM has delivered so much provoking narrative like that. If one community, if they stand up, then bara baja dega sabka. So people whose ideology is still not mature enough, they are actually getting hyper and they are just jumping over the people.
Mamata has helped us with a ground reportage here. Mr. Datta, would you want to come in on that? I'm sure you have some rejoinder pointers already put in.
See, she does not officially represent a political party, so I'm not going to directly address her. Everybody has a personal opinion, and I respect that. Even though they believe in a certain ideology, that is their business. But I have a strong objection to people giving out fake numbers on national television. As per the national government data, which can be verified, because everybody here has a smartphone and every one of your viewers have a smartphone. In terms of GDP, can I, madam, please? I did not interrupt you. I'm sure you're very strong on the ground, so let me please finish. So, as per the national average of the GDP and as per the per capita income, the first 3 states in this country, number 1 is Mumbai. First 3 cities. Number 1 is Mumbai, Maharashtra. Number 2 is Delhi, NCR. Number 3 is Kolkata, West Bengal. I am not saying this. This is Union government's data and everybody can check it on their smartphone. Per capita, third in the whole country. Now, when people say women are unsafe in Bengal, Yes, we have seen a nasty, devilish incident like RG. Yes, and we have, as a Bengali, we are. Can I?
Mamata, we'll come to you. We'll come to you. Let Mr. Datta finish. Yeah.
We have seen an incident like RG. Yes, as a Bengali, we all hang our head in shame. But is rape not happening anywhere in the country? Is Unnao Hathras not happening? In Manipur, are women not being paraded naked? And comparatively, when women of Calcutta say that what about Calcutta? What about Bengal? Please ask your friends and families in Delhi NCR, what about them after 8 p.m. in the night? So you are living in a safer city, in a safer environment, and be thankful to the government for that. Number 1 point. Number 2 point, the women of Bengal, I believe, are the most, people with the most strong backbone in the entire country. And I'm not going to make it any way racist, but I believe Bengali women keep their head held high and they stand their ground. And in that respect, in this whole country, if you see, and if you talk about women empowerment, now let me tell the people, viewers of your channel, one woman from a very humble upbringing did her education, 4-time MLA, 7-time MP, first women rail minister of this country, first women coal minister of this country, first women youth and sports minister of this country, first women chief minister of West Bengal, 3-time chief minister of West Bengal, and the fourth, and after 4th of May, the 4th consecutive time, and the longest running.
Okay. All right, Mr. Datta. Mamata, very quickly, I need to go to Shikha Mukherjee as well.
So, that is extremely, what to say, like he just lied on a national television. I'm just telling you about this per capita income. Goa is not Maharashtra. Mumbai, Goa per capita income is 7,09,045. Then comes Haryana, 3,94,333. Then Gujarat, 3,71,016. Then Uttarakhand, almost 2,95,751. I can give you 14 to 15 more. West Bengal is nowhere, and he is saying that West Bengal is.
Are you comparing
Another thing. Entire in India, the 59% of the tax is kept, central government keeps the 59% of tax, and out of that 41%, 7.6% tax is given to West Bengal. But unfortunately, our Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is unable to show where they expense and where they spend the money, and she just keep drumming the trumpet like no, we don't have money, so much loan. I'm sure that TMC spokesperson cannot give any right answer to this. Every time they say this, and they cannot give any proper answer to this.
Okay. All right, Mamata. Mr. Datta, I'm going to come back to you. Mr. Datta, I'm going to come back to you. Shikha Mukherjee, Madam, what do you make of this? Who's really lying? Who's putting the right numbers out there? The manifesto began with where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. So much of Rabindranath Tagore that's been quoted, in and around that Sankalp Patra. 9th of May is also Rabindranath Tagore's birth anniversary. So, so much of politics that's happening around Rabindranath Tagore. So, is it really West Bengal where the mind is really without fear and the head is held high? Where the world has not been broken down into fragments by narrow domestic walls? Help us understand what the two representatives are trying to talk.
Well, I think, on data and statistics, I think both of them need a few lessons or a crash course, whatever it is. But just for the record, and I'll put it straight, West Bengal's per capita is low. It's almost around the same as Assam. But the anomaly or the paradox is that West Bengal is amongst the middle states, along with Haryana, Rajasthan. There are 6 or 7 states where the contribution to GST collection is high. It's not the top 5, but it is just below the top 5. And that means that, if GST is a measure of anything at all, then it is the goods and services which are being generated in the state. There, it seems to me that people have, A, there's business happening, B, people are buying and consuming because they're also paying taxes on. Anyway, the third thing is one looks at each state's contribution to GDP. And their West Bengal is again right in the middle. It's about the number 6 on the list. So it's not that it's that poor a state as a lot of people would like to imagine it is. But having said that, what is it that the two manifestos are talking about?
Yeah.
The BJP is beginning from a position that West Bengal is a disaster zone. The problem is that if the GST and the GDP figures that I just quoted are any indication at all, then it is not a disaster zone. So you have a base. It's not starting from a zero. It's starting well above a zero. So I think that, the BJP has promised, amongst other things, 4 new industrial towns. The BJP also knows, as well as I know, as well as Riju knows, as well as everybody else knows, that finding land and getting land for a specific purpose in Bengal is a nightmare. Shingur had to go because of land. So having said that, let me say that the manifestos are certainly part, the BJP has a double engine model, which it unrolls everywhere. IIM, IIT, AIMS, fashion technology, and stuff like that. Then it says that we are going to do this about infrastructure. But it's interesting that one of the most important things about Calcutta today is its lack of air connectivity. And this is about something on which the BJP has said nothing. However, that's a very small point. The point is, how is the BJP going to boost an economy in 5 years after it cleans up everything else?
Seems like an uphill battle. Seems like an uphill task and battle, ma'am. But,
it is a monumental task.
And I was trying to ask if the BJP was finally going to be able to crack the women voter barrier, but too much of data and statistics that was, thrown at the viewers. What's your assessment, ma'am? A very quick answer. Will the BJP be able to crack the women voter barrier?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking Shikha Mukherjee. I'll come to you, Radhika. Just a second.
Will the BJP be able to crack the women barrier? That's a really tough question. I mean, will women get tempted by double the amount in terms of cash transfer? Anybody's guess, but I would still sort of hedge my bets, but I'd still say that, women have been disproportionately loyal to Mamata Banerjee.
Okay. All right. Radhika, Abhishek Banerjee also said that the 7th Pay Commission, which was something that the Home Minister spoke about, has already been implemented by the Trinamool Congress. Maybe the Home Minister should do his homework better, said Abhishek Banerjee. And this repeating the same cassette over infiltration, do you think it's as big of a poll issue? It's really going to make the votes in favor of the Bharatiya Janata Party?
Isn't the safety, security, and integrity of a country not of paramount importance?
No, ma'am, it certainly is. Abhishek Banerjee says, then, why did the Red Fort blast happen? Why did Pahalgam terror attack happen?
I never go by what TMC says because all they do is whataboutery.
Okay.
Today we are discussing a state which is the pits. I was born in Calcutta. 14 generations of my antecedents come from there. I grew up at a time where I have terrible memories of the communist rule in India, and I will not take the glory away from the Honorable Chief Minister when she did win the battle against the communists and bring herself into power and governance. But what did she do after that? She only bettered the terrible communist model and took Bengal back into the dark ages. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sitting here discussing Bengal's future.
Okay.
I do not want to go into what the aunt and the nephew do on a public podium because they can create a lie in a minute and believe it as if it was Goebbels' truth. So this is not what I'm going to go by. all I'm going to say is that this is, for us, it's not a freebie culture. What we have offered today is a delivery culture, and a direct benefit is dignity.
Still early doors, Radhika ji. And I think 2 phases of elections. We've been trying to understand whether this is actually empowerment or this is electoral engineering. Whether Bengal is going to vote on governance or will it vote on competing guarantees.
You will see, as my TMC opponents said on national television, the women of Bengal are great. They have too much sense and they're the backbone of every household.
Let's hope that good sense prevails and we'll see who comes out on top on the 4th of May. We're going to leave it here. Many thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for taking out your time. Ms. Datta, Mamata, always a pleasure to have you with us. Shikha ji and Radhika ji, many thanks for taking out the time. Well, we'll have to wait and find out. Still early doors. And the biggest question is, will the BJP actually be able to break into Didi's stronghold, or will that welfare pole plank hold firm? Many thanks for watching. We're going to slip into a quick commercial breather here. Melania Trump and her shocking statement coming right on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है।